Hey guys, it's Gabe Salinas here, and today I have got my book of the week review. And I tell you what, this week, man, it was a juicy book, man. This thing was awesome. Have you ever felt like that knot in your gut is basically you working like 80 hours a week and then not feeling like you're making any traction, or you're just getting behind, or maybe even you're still broke? Well, perhaps it's because you are your own bottleneck in your operations. And this book of the week talks about all of that, right? Right now, you're the highest paid technician in your company. You are technically the owner, but it doesn't feel that way. And that's just the brutal truth, right? And if you know what I'm talking about, you little young entrepreneurs out there, you probably understand what I'm talking about, right? So, why is the massive 10x leap smoother than trying to go 2x, right? So if you're wondering that, if you're even just trying to get to 2x and you're having a struggle with that, man, maybe you should pick up this book and start thinking about 10x, okay? Because 10x actually is easier than 2xing, okay? So you're going further than just a two times upgrade, right? You're really going big, okay? And it really doesn't make any sense why anybody wants to fight for small gains. So you got to think, this book talks about it. Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy, man, they talk well about it. And they're right. You think about somebody like, I don't know, let's say Michelangelo, okay? Think about what he created in a short amount of time with the limited resources that he had. He wasn't thinking 2x. Henry Ford, he's another one, not 2x, right? So you've got all these people out there throughout the world and in history that have literally 10x'd themselves, their businesses, okay? And a lot of people have gotten into this trap where 2x is really what you want to do. Man, that's the best way you're going to scale, right? No, it's not. 2x is going to take you a lot longer, and it's going to be a lot harder to do than if you just put your mind and your focus on 10x. And that's what Dan talks about in this book. 2x is a grind. It's a trap, okay? It's a struggle. Most people call it hustle, but it is a struggle, and it's definitely not scalable. And that's the difference, right? So it's a really quick way for you to burn out, because you kind of feel like you're pushing that same boulder up the same mountain day after day after day, right? And if that's what you're feeling like right now, then go pick up this book and start reading it page by page. I read this last week, and in fact, I read it 3 times. 3 times. I kept going back and forth over and over and over again, because there's so many good juicy nuggets in this book that I was like, dang, I gotta go back. Dang, I gotta go back. Dang, I gotta go back. Okay? But what I started to realize and what I started to see was that he is correct, man. Whenever I have put myself a goal in place that was dictated by a short amount of time, boom, hit it every single time. And I promise you, you will be there too. It's the same thing that happens with everybody, right? You cannot carry your old self into your new future, right? So if you're busy thinking, well, I want to do $100 million in revenue. Okay, but I want to do it in like 20 years. Man, you're never going to get there, right? 20 years is a long time, right? But if you were to say today, I want to do $10 million in revenue this year, and you did like 1 last year, and you've got 12 months to do it, I promise you, you will stick everything you got in your life into doing this one thing. And it doesn't, I mean, and whatever it is, Dan and Ben talk about it all the time, man. They're just like, go back and think in your life of something that you came up upon where you were in some sort of a deadline, a crunch, some sort of time push, man, and you knew that you had to make it happen, and there was all kinds of action that needed to be done. I'll give you an example. I remember the first house I bought, man. First house. going into closing, this, that, and the other. Man, it was a freaking mess, man. Well, we need this, we need this. Well, like, listen, I gave you guys all my stuff to begin with, Mr. Bankers, okay? Now, I've got all my stuff done. You have everything. Now you're coming back at me on the last minute telling me, well, you got to have this, 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 and this. Okay, and it was a lot, man. They basically wanted the amount of stuff that I gave them over the course of 60 days in 2 hours. And I got it done. Granted, a lot of it was the same stuff, but hey, I got it done, right? Because it was important, right? And I was like, everything stopped. Boom, put 100% attention into this one thing right now. Got to get this house. I got to make this deal. It's got to be done. Done. Boom. Hey, at the end of the day, I had the keys to my house, and I was walking right on in. Okay, so this book talks about stop being that guy, right? The guy who's doing everything. For me, it was the guy with the squeegee. It was the guy who did every quote. It was the guy that was solving every problem. It was the guy who was the technician and the business owner and the leader and playing accountant, right? All while I'm trying to take care of my family, right? I mean, it's a lot, right? So I wasn't acting like a CEO. I was acting like I owned my own job. And a lot of you guys do. And that's the hard truth. He talks about that too, man. Okay. So technicians work in their business, right? Technicians work in your business. If you have a business right now and you have somebody doing something for you, whether they're a technician or subserver or whatever the case may be, man, listen, those are the ones that work in your business. But the owner, they work on their business. Dan talks a lot about that throughout his book over and over and over again. It's a recurring theme in his book. Okay. He talks about killing 2x tasks and replacing them with 10x tasks because, man, they're way easier. 10x thinking is way easier. It has a definitive guideline for you so that you make a specific call to action. This is going to happen by this date, and you just go all in. And when you go all in, man, things change, right? You start finding people to do those quotes for you. You start finding more guys to go clean those windows for you. You go find the best deal on more trucks because you need more trucks and you're focused and your attention is here and you're not distracted and all over here. And he talks about that relentlessly through his book, man, okay? This book is about vision. It's about systems. It's about having a new identity. It is, it's basically how I was able to build and scale Window Ninjas quickly, right? And it's how I'm going to continue to scale it quicker than I did over the past 7 years, okay? So hop on my website, GabeSalinas.com. Check out the full article. Man, it's really, really good. It's juicy. It's everything you need. And man, by all means, go pick up 10x is easier than 2x. It is awesome. I promise you, you're going to get some good nuggets out of it. I promise you, if you're a young business owner trying to get to the next level, man, change your thinking, man. It always starts there, man. You got to change your thinking. You got to change your thought process because if you want to be successful and you want to 10x your game, even if you wanted to 2x your game, you're going to have to change what you're doing today and you're going to have to get better. And so this book shows you how to do it. It's a lot easier than you would think. And man, pick that book up. I promise you, you're going to love it. All right, guys, check out my article. And by all means, keep shining.